I now request Srimati Girija Subramanian, Chairman cum Managing Director, the New India Assurance Company Limited, to kindly join us on the dais for a special address. Ma'am, please. Thank you.
So good afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege to stand before you today. I will be talking about the Indian shipbuilding industry and specifically how we can support the phenomenal growth of this industry through robust insurance and risk governance. I represent the New India Assurance Company Limited. There was a time when Indian-built vessels crafted meticulously from Malabar teak were among the most prized and admired across the oceans. Our maritime heritage is rich and deeply woven into the fabric of global trade history. Our ancestors understood the winds, the tides, and the immense economic power that came with controlling the seas. Yet somewhere along the way, we lost that commanding position. Today, as we navigate through this crucial period leading up to Amrit Kal in 2047, reclaiming that maritime supremacy is an economic imperative. To understand the journey ahead of us, we must honestly assess where we stand right now. The shipbuilding industry is the backbone of the global trade, considering that nearly 95% of our own trade by volume moves through maritime routes. However, when we look back at the global output, we currently account for just a fraction of a percent of the global shipbuilding market. In stark contrast, nations like China have systematically built their capabilities over the last 2 decades to the point where they now command well over 60% of the global commercial shipbuilding orders by tonnage. South Korea and Japan follow closely. I'm sharing the statistics because they map out the career scale of the opportunity that lies before us. The gap between our current fractional share and the massive piece of the pie held by global leaders is the exact space where our future wealth, our employment generation, and our industrial capability can be built. The Government of India has recognized this massive potential and laid out the Maritime India Vision 2030, followed by the ambitious Amrit Kal Vision 2047. The goals are highly ambitious. We are aiming to break into the top 10 shipbuilding nations by 2030 and position ourselves firmly within the top 5 by 2047. To support this, we are seeing tremendous structural initiatives, massive financial assistance schemes, subsidies for green shipbuilding, and the proposed Maritime Development Fund are clear signals that the government is fully committed to this maritime renaissance. We are targeting a 5% share in the global market by the end of the decade. That is a monumental leap, and it requires the private sector, the public sector, and the financial institutions to work together. I recently read in the report that Mazgon Dock Shipbuilders currently has an order book of approximately rupees 25,000 crore. They are executing incredibly complex and high-value projects ranging from advanced P-15B destroyers to P-17A stealth frigates, giving them a revenue visibility that stretches far into the future. They're not just building ships, they're building national security assets. Similarly, I read that Cochin Shipyard has an order book that comfortably exceeds rupees 21,000 crores, and they recently emerged as the lowest bidder for a massive rupees 5,000 crore contract from the Ministry of Defense for the construction of the next-gen survey vessels for the Indian Navy, cementing their role as a strategic defense partner. But what excites me equally is their rapid expansion into sustainable maritime solutions. They are building green tugs for domestic ports and securing massive international orders for liquefied natural gas-powered commercial vehicles from exacting European clients. Most recently, a landmark $360 million contract with French shipping giant CMA CGM for 6 LNG-powered feeder vessels, the first such order placed by a major international carrier with an Indian shipyard. They're expanding their massive new dry dock facilities and positioning themselves to cater to a diverse and global clientele. This is where the narrative shifts from simply building ships to managing the immense complexities that come with such scale. A modern ship is essentially a floating city. It requires thousands of vendors, millions of components, and years of coordinated effort. And this is exactly where the insurance sector steps in. As the chairman and managing director of the largest non-life insurer in the country, I spend my days analyzing risk, and let me assure you, the business of shipbuilding is fraught with colossal risks. You are dealing with projects that take years to complete. You are managing incredibly complex global supply chains where a single delayed component from Europe or Asia can halt production for weeks. You are building massive structures of steel that are constantly exposed to design complexities, to testing failures, and to extreme weather events like cyclones along our coast. Historically, insurance in this sector might have been viewed as a mere regulatory requirement or a basic cost of doing business, a simple policy to cover a fire or a basic shipyard mishap. But that mindset belongs firmly in the past. Today, insurance is strategic capital. It is that invisible scaffolding that allows a shipyard to take on a large project without losing sleep over the financial risks involved. The global maritime insurance market is currently valued at roughly $36 billion, and it is expanding steadily as international trade grows and maritime technologies evolve. What we are doing now is bringing the absolute best of these global insurance products directly to the Indian shipbuilding ecosystem. We are moving far beyond generic policies and offering deeply customized solutions that reflect the reality of modern shipbuilding. Let us talk about shipbuilders' risk insurance. This is the cornerstone of any major yard. A modern builder's risk policy comprehensively covers the vessel from the very moment the first piece of steel is cut and the keel is laid, right through the entire construction process. But it does not stop there. The most vulnerable moments of any new vessel are the launching process and the extensive sea trials that follow in open waters. Insurance policies cover these critical phases, protecting the shipbuilder against machinery breakdowns during high-stress testing and even the liability of moving an unfinished vessel from one dock to another. Beyond the hull itself, comprehensive package policies can offer multiple layers of protection, including shipyard liability, which protects the yard against third-party damages, sudden pollution incidents, and any accidental damage that might occur to other vessels that are docked for repair. When you are operating a massive facility with multiple vessels in various stages of repair and construction, a tightly designed insurance policy is your ultimate financial safety net. New India Assurance is completely geared up to act as a primary risk partner for the Maritime India vision. We do not just understand the local regulatory landscape, we actively bring the absolute highest global maritime insurance standard directly to your shipyards. I would also like to touch upon the surety bonds. Any shipbuilding activity involves multiple vendors performing different aspects of shipbuilding. Surety bonds can significantly reduce the working capital locked up in the system. This will help them to take up more activities and provide a fillip to the shipbuilding industry. We are actively pushing for the widespread adoption of insurance surety bonds as a direct replacement for traditional bank guarantees. When an insurer issues a surety bond, whether it's a bid bond to enter a tender, a performance bond to assure delivery, or an advance payment bond to secure initial funding, we are essentially extending our massive balance sheet to guarantee the project. Surety bonds are the ultimate enabler of liquidity, which can be the platform on which the explosive growth in shipbuilding can be built. But providing these advanced financial products requires a deep partnership based on robust risk governance. Insurance is a two-way street. We can provide the financial capacity, but the industry must provide the transparency and the operational excellence. Risk governance is no longer just about wearing hard hats and having the fire extinguishers on site. It's about integrating advanced technology into your daily operations. When a yard embraces a high level of risk governance, it makes the project infinitely more insurable and allows us to offer much more competitive pricing. Furthermore, environmental, social, and corporate governance compliance is no longer an optional public relations exercise. Global ship owners from Europe and America are demanding that the vessels they purchase are built in yards that respect strict environmental standards and fair labor laws. By partnering with insurers for regular risk engineering audits, Indian shipyards can align themselves perfectly with these global standards. We can help you identify vulnerabilities, not to penalize you, but to help you fortify your operations so you can confidently attract the best global clients. We also have a massive advantage in our human capital. India already provides roughly 12% of the global seafaring workforce, and we have the ambition and the talent pool to significantly grow that figure. We understand the sea, we just need to build the infrastructure that matches our human potential. We are standing at a threshold of a massive industrial shift. The goal of reaching a 5% global market share by 2030 is an ambitious but inspiring target. We have the coastline, we have the skilled workforce, and we have the government backing. And we have a domestic demand too. My message is simple. Do not view the risks of this massive expansion as a barrier to entry. View them as a highly manageable component of your growth strategy. As the leader of your largest non-life insurer in India, I pledge our full commitment to this journey. We will provide customized global products, massive financial capacity, and innovative solutions like surety bonds that you need to thrive and expand. We will handle the risk so that you can focus entirely on building the magnificent vessels that will carry the pride of our nation across oceans. Let us work together to ensure that the next great chapter of global maritime history is written right here in India. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I look forward to partnering with all of you here for this incredible journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for this highly engaging address on how important insurance is for the shipbuilding sector and in building tomorrow's vessels. I request ma'am to kindly stay back and I request Sri Rajiv Jalota to kindly give a token of appreciation for ma'am. Thank you. Applause.